We've all heard the term, you are what you eat, but I'm gonna take that one step further and I'm gonna say, you are what you consume. And what I mean by that is you are the product of everything that you take in. So if you're taking in information, the friends you have around you, Instagram accounts that you follow, books that you read, all of that is going to set the foundation for the day that you're going to have, your perceptions of the world, and ultimately it's going to dictate how you live your life. Now, my reason for putting this video together was every time I go in the sauna, I see this Times Digest, and it's a collection of information that comes from the New York Times newspaper. And I see half the people in the sauna are reading it. And I used to pick it up and read it, and what I realize is it's just full of negative garbage. And none of this information is really relevant to how I live my life day to day. However, it is changing my perception, it's changing the way I think. So I picked up this random one just to give you an example of some of these article titles. Woman arrested in Mar-a-Lago accident, 14 to plead guilty in admission scandal. Blizzard in the Midwest, glaciers melting faster, 4 Americans killed in Afghan blast. Nothing but negative garbage, nothing that's adding any value to my life, but I can sit there and just consume that because it's sitting in front of me. And I made the conscious choice that I'm not gonna read that crap anymore, and I'm either going to meditate when I'm in the sauna or I'm gonna bring something positive in that's gonna add value to my life. So what I want you to do is I want you to start thinking about all of the things that you consume. Maybe you're following social media accounts that are constantly putting out negative information or negative energy or complaining about things. Or maybe you're following something that seems super positive, but the lifestyle, the facade of this person that you follow, the cars they drive, the money they have, the body they have, whatever it is, creates negative feelings, envy and jealousy in your life. Maybe you're reading the newspaper every single day, or Twitter accounts, or other things that are just constantly feeding the negative garbage and all the bad things that are going on in the world. Or maybe you're constantly around negative people who complain and who drain. All they want to do is just breed on negativity and focus on all the negative things going on in their life, which is going to continue to facilitate more negative stuff coming into their life. What I want you to do is I want you to just take an audit of all of those different things. Look at how you live your whole day, the information that you consume, the books that you read, the TV shows that you watch, the people you surround yourself with. And I want you to make a check mark in your head or write it down, whether that's bringing positive energy and positive value into your life or negative. And once you've created this audit, I want you to think about all of those little things and give yourself an honest audit of that. And then before you say no to this next challenge, I want you to think, because what happens right now is I'm going to challenge you to make a change to that. And a lot of you are immediately going to get defensive and say, well, I need to read the newspaper for my job. I need to do this. I need to do that. And what I'm going to tell you is keep in mind that every time somebody makes a suggestion that's life-altering and ultimately life-changing, it's always met with resistance. And the resistance comes from people who are telling themselves the same bullshit narrative of I need X or I need this, and therefore I'm the outlier in this situation, and that suggestion doesn't apply to me. And this always happens when we tell people to breathe through their nose. We tell people to turn their phones off before they go to bed. We tell people to drink enough water during the day or cut sugar out of their life. Whatever it is, it's always met with resistance because we've been telling ourselves that we are the outlier and we can't do that for whatever. So before you tell yourself that, think about the people who are stuck telling themselves those bullshit narratives. They're always the ones who are habitually in a state of being unhealthy, unsuccessful, and ultimately unhappy. And the ones who take a look at themselves in the mirror and who say, I'm gonna make a change, they're the ones who come back a year later and say, man, I did this and it changed my life and I wanna help other people do the same thing. So keep that in mind, and I'm gonna make a suggestion to you. For 2 weeks, this is more of a challenge than a suggestion. I want you to think about for 2 weeks, cut out all of that crap that you took the audit of that was negative. Negative people, negative Instagram accounts, negative Twitter followings, negative media, TV shows, books, whatever it is, I want you to cut it out for 2 weeks. And instead of just cutting it out is powerful, but instead of just cutting it out, we're gonna replace that with something positive that's going to add value to your life. I'm gonna make a bunch of suggestions in the caption here on some of the things that I've added to my life that have added positive value, and hopefully you can use some of those if you're looking for daily inspiration, inspiring stories, just something that makes you feel good and that adds positive value to your life. Do that for 2 weeks, then go back and take another audit of your life and just think about those things that you cut out. Did you really miss them? Did you miss out on world events because you weren't reading the news? Did you miss out on being around these people who were just draining your energy because they're bringing their negativity into you? Did you really miss any of those things? And do you really need to reintroduce those back into your life? Or can you continue to move forward with the positive value and the positive things that you've added? Do that for 2 weeks, take an audit of your life, and then look back and see how things have changed. I guarantee you that your days will be better, you will be happier, you'll have more energy, and ultimately, things will start happening in a positive direction, because when you think positively and when you surround yourself with positive energy and positive influence, things start to happen. That's just the way the world works. And it's really, really hard for negative people to see that, because we think, oh, just thinking positive is not going to change my life. But that's absolutely the wrong thought process. And those are the people who are stuck, again, unhealthy, unsuccessful, and unhappy. So try that for 2 weeks, see how it changes your life. I guarantee you it's going to make a massive impact on your life.